Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. This time is with the Lightning Collection Magna Defender from, I think, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy? Is it Galaxy? Whatever. You guys will correct me as always. Anyway, let's jump in. Let's get started. Let's talk about the cool stuff. Anyway, I gotta start by saying I've been enjoying the Lightning Collection stuff. It's actually been a breath of fresh air and it's really cool. This one is a slightly different build design from the others while incorporating some of the old stuff. So mold wise, yes, pretty much the same, but his armor design is slightly different visually, right? But it's still mechanic wise works the same. Now, as always, we jump into articulation. Magna Defender cannot really look down. As you can see here, it's just either straight, slightly down to intimidate your opponent, and you can look up slightly, ever so slightly, right? Then we have this plastic cape here at the shoulders, which can come out at the top, but is glued in the back, unfortunately. So if you don't want to take that out and risk, ripping stuff out or whatever, I know you're going to do it. You're going to make a cloth cape. We all know it, right? I know I pretty much am going to have someone do that as well. Now, we're going to plug that back in. Now, arm-wise and articulation-wise, it's crazy because these shoulder pads, I know a lot of people that do not like this. Now, what's crazy about this is, technically, if we're looking at the suit design, this is really accurate. A lot of the time in both Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, shoulder pads are attached to the shoulders, and your brain kind of just ignore the facts that they wobble around. They really do. Because if you go back and you look at any of these things, shoulder pads are always attached to right there, right? But it doesn't really hurt the figure. It just makes it look really sloppy. But in doing that, they've made it soft plastic, so that way even if you do lift it up, it's not really an issue. At least not to me. I know it will be for others. Arms are still double jointed though, which is really great. And I need to work on this new lighting setup. There we go. Let's mess around. There we go. So the arms are still double jointed. They still rotate on the bicep swivel. So you still get the range that you want. It's just shoulder pads are going to look really sloppy. Then in the midsection area, we have an upper rotating on a ball joint. Then we still have the ab crunch, which actually, when you look at it, bends really nicely forward. We have his belt area, which is attached only on one side to make it loop downward towards the ankle areas. They don't hinder any articulation. You pull the legs up. Legs are double jointed, very nice. And you have that serious Hasbro ankle pivot that allows you to pretty much do everything you shouldn't be able to do with all this crazy superheroic articulation, right? So then, now you can actually look like a Sailor Moon character when you henshin, right? You can definitely nail all of that. This is a beautiful pose, actually. Like, if you actually did ballet, you can plie very, very well. It's actually really nice. So as you can see, his range of motion is nothing to mess around with. He actually can do very well. The only thing that's pretty much going to hinder this guy is these rotating cuffs of where his leg is, because even though he has a thigh cut, depending on how you're going to cut it when you do certain things, it's definitely going to get in the way and hinder him just a little bit, right? But as you can see here, he can get down with the nitty gritty if you really wanted him to. Now, let's stand this guy up. Let's talk about his accessories and all that good jazz, right? Let's get this cool guy to stand up. And for those of you that don't know, there were two Magna Defenders during the series. There was the original Magna Defender, and then there was a Magna Defender who actually ended up becoming a brother to the guy in this series. And they actually worked that in pretty well. Like, you almost didn't realize like what was going on. It was really cool. Let's stand you up. Wala la la. We have Magna Defender's blade, which I had currently strapped to his side. That plugs in right there. Holds very well. It actually rotates on the little ball joint there that you have. And when you are not using the sheath, you can actually take the sword out. Whoosh, voila. And now you have a sword. So you can draw your blade and give someone a fade. This is really nice. This is actually one of the best painted weapons I've seen, because normally these painted are painted very terribly. They are. And that's the one drawback to the Lightning Collection are the paint apps. They're either done incredibly sloppy or lack thereof accessories. So to have his blade out and actually look pretty good, this is actually a plus in my book. It holds up pretty well. They also have the transformation. When you put the sword in the sheath, you rotate one of the horns and you can have it turn into blaster mode. This one, ironically, also still has the peg piece, which I didn't see that coming. I don't see why this one should peg into the side. It really shouldn't, but they still gave it to you anyway as an option. There's also a blast effect. which plugs into the weapon. Very nicely done. For those you want to blast your enemies away with the Magna blaster. You have an open palm for holding the blaster, should you want to switch hands and leave it in this hand. And for doing it vice versa, this one is actually the proper hand they show you in the promo pictures. But that's pretty much the hand they give you, and they give you on the right hand one trigger hand. So I mean, it's definitely meant to be held in this hand, while this one is the sword hand. So let's put this arm down. Let's take a sword out. Let's talk about size comparisons, right? Let's make you look good while you're getting sized up, right? Stand you up as straight as possible, as neat as possible, so we can check and see how you scale up with both Lightning Collection and other lines, right? So let's actually push you back just a tad bit. Focus, Magna Defender, focus. So here he is with some Lightning Collection stuff. We're going to go with what I had out. And my Red Ranger's foot, oh, there it is, was not working out too well for me. So we have Beast Morphers, Red Ranger. As you can see, Magna Defender stands a little bit over him. We have the Green Ranger from the 2-pack. Oop, there we go, caught you. With the Green Ranger, who has no neck, he stands just about as tall as the Magna Defender, right? Then we have Lord Zed, who stands over Magna Defender slightly when his legs are together. We have a Putty, which should technically be shorter than him. Yep. With his legs together, I'm pretty sure he'll probably stand about the same height. Let's actually get you standing straight up. Yep, just a tad bit shorter, right? Now let's see how he stacks up with other lines. Here he is with a Marvel Legends Iron Fist, an Articulated Icons Ninja, Here he is with a Mezco Batman Beyond or a Mezco Moon Knight. We'll try one for a couple other bodies, right? So he stands pretty well with smaller Mezcos. Then we have a ninja. Oh, sorry, not another ninja. We've done ninjas. We have a 1000 Toys Synthetic Human, which I finally had to dig you out after moving everything around. Voila. And unfortunately, I don't have a Kamen Rider with me at this moment because I've been playing around with them and having someplace else. But I think we pretty much know what we're getting with a lot of this stuff. And the Lightning Collection stuff actually works pretty well with a bunch of other lines, and I'm pretty happy with that. Even sizing them up with SHF Kamen Rider stuff, they do particularly pretty well. Kamen Rider stuff seems to be a little bit smaller, but they size up pretty well with everything else. And Magna Defender is supposed to be a slightly bigger guy, so it works out. Overall, I've really and thoroughly been enjoying this line. There are minor gripes with the paint apps, but I think overall we're heading in the right direction for $20 figures. You know what I mean? In the meantime, guys, I hope you found it informative. Hope you enjoyed. And as always, do good, be good. Drink your water. Later.